Hi, I'm Marty Quarters, head coach and general manager of Wisconsin Rapid Riverkings Junior A Hockey Club. Today we're going to be giving you a little bit of a recap from last weekend, introducing our guests and talking about things we do in the community. Starting off here, last weekend's road trip was a grueling road trip. We had to go up to Marquette, Michigan to play the Royals on Friday and Saturday. We won 5-2 on Friday. And then we came back on a Saturday night, won 6-0 with our new starting goalie, Sam Nelson, getting the shutout. Unusual in junior hockey and in our league, we had to come back home right after the game. We got in about 2:30 in the morning, switched over our locker room, got out of here about 3:30, and then had to report back at 10 a.m. for a 2 p.m. game in Wisconsin Dells against a very tough Ducks team. We played very well. It was a great game actually for a Sunday game, fast-paced, but we were unable to capitalize and lost by a score of 1-0. So our first quarter of the season, the Riverkings stand at 8-2-2, and we have a couple weeks off here as we prepare for a couple college games. We head to St. Norbert's tomorrow to play their JV team and visit the campus, and then next week we go to Lewis University, which is in Chicago, Illinois, to do a part of our college tour. And then we have the weekend off for Halloween, and we gear back up for the second, fourth of our season here. Last weekend we had to make a few trades. The Riverkings aren't a big team on trading, but we weren't happy with the position our team was. We had an opportunity to pick up a few players, and we'll talk about that. Probably one of the biggest moves was moving our captain Blake Anderson to Kirkland Lake. Blake is a stellar defenseman. He was a second-team All-Star in the Minnesota Junior League last year. Had almost 70 points in less than 40 games last year, which is outstanding for a defenseman. Blake was a big part of helping build the Riverkings, and we felt that he needed this opportunity to move on and pursue his goals of playing college hockey. So Kirkland Lake is a team up in Canada, which is a Tier 2. It's a level up. They also host the Dudley Hewitt Cup, which is the championship for all the teams in Ontario as they prepare for the national championship for Tier 2 in Canada. They also have a direct contact with Eau Claire College, and that's a school that Blake has wanted to go to, and this will give him a great opportunity to achieve his goals of playing college hockey. We wish Blake all the success and everything he's done for the Riverkings from day one, and we'll be cheering him on as he's pursuing his goals of winning a championship this year and getting into college hockey. We also moved Jake LeBauer, a player from Colorado Thunderbirds, to the Dells Duck. This is a trade from last year. The Dells sent us Colin Van Houter, and we had future consideration, and we ran into a little bit of a numbers game. We thought Jake would be a good fit for Coach Zamboni's team. They run a very good program down in the Dells, and we thought that this was an even trade and good for Jake, good for our team, and especially good for the Dells Ducks. We also made another move here. Probably the biggest move that's really going to help our team here this year is we traded a young player by the name of Colin Haas. Colin was a big, strong power forward, hard worker, great student, good off the ice, but we had an opportunity to trade with the Rochester IceHawks in the NA3 for Sam Nelson, and Sam's been MVP of junior leagues. He's won championships. He wanted to come to the Riverkings because he felt we were a team that had a chance to win a championship. So as much as we didn't want to move Colin Haas, it's too hard to pass on a opportunity for a goalie. And sticking true to Riverkings' tradition of the only good trades are trades that are good for both teams, this would give Colin more of an opportunity to play and show his skill set. And then it also gives Sam an opportunity to come in here and help lead us from the net out. We're excited about where our locker room stands. We also are bringing back one of our leading goal scorers from last year, Tyler Harkins. As you can see by Sunday's result, we lost 1-0, had a lot of opportunities on power plays, couldn't find the back of the net. Kind of common on a Sunday game sometimes when guys are a little tired, especially from a road trip. But Tyler is a proven goal scorer in whatever league he's played in. He's going to be joining our team here, which is going to help with our power play, help with our locker room, and help us produce more goals. And Tyler's choosing between a number of Division III schools right now, so he's going to have a chance to really showcase himself. He knows the Riverkings is a place that he can come and really work hard and develop and and work on his skill set, work on his conditioning, and have a big role with our team, and we'll put him in a situation where he can be successful, which is to score goals. Last week, sticking true to the Riverkings' commitment of being a community-based team, well, not last week, but more so last month, a few of the community activities that the River King players have been involved in. First was the Pumpkin Fest in Nakusa. We had our players out there with Joanne Kaiser from Ink Splash. We also had our mascot there, and the players returned from a late trip on Sunday morning, and still were able to get up and put on smiley faces and be in the community. Is something they love to do, as they're helping to spread hockey up and down the river. And then we also had a team photo competition where we sent all the players out, and they had to take a fall picture of the leaves changing, of the river, of whatever they thought was represented Wisconsin Rapids during the fall season, which is very beautiful this time of year. And the boys really got into it. They probably saw some parts of the city they haven't seen before, and it was a tough competition. And our winner was our captain, Austin Luxford, with a beautiful picture that he took of Lake Wazicha. Also, last night we had our traditional pumpkin carving with the mites from Southwood County Youth Hockey, which is, if you go to our Facebook page, Wisconsin Rapids Junior Hockey, you will be able to see some of the great pictures that our players did, carving pumpkins with the mites, helping build hockey through the community here. And a great event, something that makes us feel good about ourselves, and it helps with the youth hockey, which is something that's very, very dear and close to us. A lot of our players billet with youth hockey players as well, so we have a great contact there, a great connection. Allison Graff set this up for us. She's our the mite coordinator, and we had a great time, had some pizza afterward, and one thing about hockey players, they always love to give back to youth. Today we're going to talk about our guests that we have. First, we're going to start off with our assistant coach, Jesse Brown. Jesse is a local product from Wisconsin Rapids. He played junior hockey at this level and also in the North American League. We'll talk a little bit more about that when he comes on. He's back in Rapids pursuing a nursing degree, and been a great addition. His dad, Wayne Brown, has been a big part of us with our building blocks here at the Riverkings as our equipment manager, also assistant coach, and our boxing coach. And it's kind of exciting seeing Wayne and now having his son Jesse as part of the organization, which is a huge addition, not just for helping me, but for the knowledge he passes on to our players. Then we'll also have Austin Quarters. Austin is going into his third year of junior hockey. He comes from Bozeman, Montana. He's really found a good niche as being one of our key face-off men, and he brings experience, brings speed, and a passion for the game, and a passion for the Riverkings that is second to none. So Austin will be on our panel today as well. And then we'll have Sam Nelson, our new goalie. We're really excited about. He's given the boys a lot more confidence. He might not be big in stature, but he's definitely big in the net for us. And he gave up one goal in 2 games when the goal that they scored on was on a power play where I don't know many goalies have a chance on it, but he's gonna play a lot of the big games for us and give us a chance to compete in every game. He's a fiery competitor, and we're looking forward to talking to him a little bit and find out a little bit more about Sam today. And then last and definitely not least is Sam Jewell, and Sam is from Bozeman, Montana as well, originally from Muskegon, Michigan. Ross is someone that played defense in the past, and he was a forward in youth hockey, and now we have him back on D. He's developing into a shutdown, hard-nosed, tough defenseman, and we're excited to find out about what he thinks of Wisconsin Rapids and his junior experience and how it compares to his brother who played junior A hockey and college hockey as well. So those are our guests that we have today, and look forward to sit back and enjoy the show.
He's got a trailer coming with him. It's Albitz. Now he'll hang on to the puck and run some time.
To the right of me, I have assistant coach Jesse Brown. Jesse, when did you join the Riverkings?
I joined the Riverkings at the beginning of this season. I decided to come back to Wisconsin Rapids and start a career in nursing, or pursue a career in nursing. And this opportunity to work with the team opened up. So I started out coming and working with Marty and the team at practice, and eventually started taking on the assistant coaching role and helping work with the defense.
What exactly is your role at the team? You mentioned working with the defense. Is there anything else that you kind of help out with and kind of explain to our viewers?
Yeah, I like to, during practice, I help push the kids forward, get them to work harder and see what I can, get out of them. I like to work with the defense. When I was growing up and playing junior hockey, I played a lot of defense. I was a stay-at-home defenseman and, really didn't get beat in the one-on-ones and two-on-ones. So I really try and push our D to work on those angles and, become solid defensemen, both in the defensive zone and in the offensive zone. I also like to, I manage the defense during the games and really remind them of the small things that they need to be doing throughout the games and to keep a steady head.
You mentioned that you played defense growing up. Where did you play hockey in the past?
I grew up here in Wisconsin Rapids playing for the local organization, and then in high school I went and played midgets in Green Bay. I started playing juniors my senior year in high school in Dubuque, Iowa, and then I went up to Kenai, Alaska to play in the North American Hockey League. I think in that I'm able to relate to a lot of the things that the players are going through, whether it's on the ice, kind of finding where they fit in the team, helping with them off the ice, both as a team where they fit in off the ice and how they can help gel together to move the organization forward.
A couple of things here. I want to talk a little bit about Kenai because we have a little connection there.
Yeah.
But also, you lived away from home, and explain. You've had a billet family at your house here. Your parents have billeted the last 2 years now. How can you help the players get through some of the trials and tribulations of being away from home, playing junior hockey, and just talk a little bit about what they need to focus on and how you can help them through it.
Well, moving away from home, especially at a young age like this, where these guys did, at first you're kind of by yourself. You have your time with the team, but then you go home, you're with a family that you don't know starting out. It's really, you gain a different perspective from the family you're living with. When you're younger and living at home, you start to get into a routine with your parents, your siblings, and then you become a member of another family. They really help you, go out and kind of find who you are yourself. It's different, I think playing junior hockey and living with a bunch of different billet families really kind of helped me grow up a lot faster than most people my age. You're able to, figure out, you're not coddled. When you're living at home, a lot of the time when problems arise, you kind of rely on your parents to help you through that. When you move in with a billet family, they help you out as much as they can, but a lot of it is you finding yourself and being able to battle through that adversity and overcome everything. So, a lot of the players have questions, and I think with my past experience, I'm able to help them kind of push through that, and, figure out where they are and how to kind of move through life as an adult.
We have some players here that come from far and wide, and we have some that aren't too far to travel here to play. We have some from the Madison area. We have a boy from Miro, and then we have some players from all over North America and Europe. But if you're staying in North America, playing in Kenai, Alaska, you can't be any further away. I had the opportunity to coach in that league and coach in Kenai, and Jesse had the opportunity to play on the first team in Kenai. Beautiful state. My time there wasn't, hockey-wise, wasn't successful, but it led me to my wife, which is a great accomplishment in my life here. But also, you live with the Fasaros.
Yep.
So Jesse lived with a great housing family that was big into hunting and fishing, which is something that you like as well. And tell us a little bit about what it was like living in Alaska and playing junior hockey there.
Living in Alaska was something unlike I had ever expected. I came from Rapids, which is a decent-sized town here in Wisconsin, and went to Kenai, and it was probably half the size of Rapids, and it was one of the bigger cities in the state. Grew up, my father would always take me out, out in the outdoors, hunting, fishing, just really getting me to enjoy nature and learn to like that. And when I went to Alaska, it was, that on steroids. We went everywhere, I did a ton of fishing, and it was just a beautiful place. Really kind of got in touch with, another part of myself.
Kenai, Alaska is the Kenai Peninsula, which is about 150 miles south of Anchorage. You mentioned your dad, Wayne Brown, is a huge part of our organization here. Wayne's here every day. He's our equipment manager, boxing coach. He's retired after 41 years of working in the mill here, and he brings a work ethic which is second to none. Cares about the Riverkings, cares about the players, and is just someone that when we look at our building blocks, he's definitely a foundation of what we've done here with the Riverkings. Jesse, what is it like to be able to work with your dad and something you guys both have passion for, and talk a little bit about how you guys are working together with the team and what it's like at home and just what it does to your relationship?
Well, growing up playing hockey here, my father was always my coach, and he had a passion for coaching from boxing. And then when I started growing up, I didn't really want to pursue boxing, and I decided to pursue hockey. So he took all of his, the time and dedication that he originally had with boxing and put that into coaching hockey. Then I had left, and he was a good supporter. He'd follow me all across the country, watching how I played, telling me things to improve, bad habits to knock off. And then I started going to college. When I had come back, my father had helped with the team last year. And now it's kind of everything's starting to come together. It's really been quite a pleasure to grow up watching my father coach, see his passion and everything, and then now that I'm working with him, I kind of feed off of what he's done for me, and I watch him interact with the players. He likes to keep things positive, so he's always pushing them in the right direction, and I try and take a lot of what he has taught me as a player and use that when I'm helping coach with the team. Living with him, he's always, whether we're at the rink or at home, he's always trying to coach. He's always trying to help me become a better person. And I think that's probably the biggest lesson I've taken away from him is, do the best you can and keep moving forward and help the people around you move forward.
It's great advice. Being from Wisconsin Rapids here and having growing up when the rink was first built, and your dad was a big part of that with many others helping volunteer to build the rink here. What kind of impact do you see the Riverkings having in your community?
I think the only impact that we can have is a positive impact on the community here. A lot of we have a lot of events that the team goes out to, and they're helping out a lot of kids. We have many players whose billet families have kids that are playing in the youth program, and every week those kids, the guys on our team, are out on the ice with those kids helping. I think they enjoy it a lot, and the kids enjoy it a lot. It really, it's fun to get out when you're young and play with older guys and your role models. I think they also do a lot of work here around the rink and out in the community. They're, just bringing the name of the Riverkings up and down the river.
Being part of the staff and having your finger on the pulse here, how does the team look to you?
I think we look good. We have a very fast team. We like to work hard, get the puck past the defenseman, and go to work. Nothing too fancy. We like to move the puck and really, work hard. I think that's all we need. We need to work hard, and good things will come our way.
See you on the ice.
Sounds good.
The concern as the game goes on, all it takes is one fluke goal to tie it up. Anderson scores!
Today I have the pleasure to bring you one of our third-year players here, Austin Quarters. How many years have you been playing hockey, Austin?
I've been playing hockey for 16 years and 3 at the junior level.
When did you first know you wanted to be a hockey player?
Probably when my mom took me to the NAHL games in Bozeman, Montana. My grandpa got us season tickets there every season, so that's just kind of when I started liking hockey.
Explain to us what your style of play is as a hockey player and how you can help the Riverkings with that style of play.
My style of play is I like to get the puck deep and play fast, hard, physical hockey. Try to win all my face-off and all my battles and always come up with the puck and bring energy on and off the ice.
Austin's one of our key face-off men, and usually taking key draws late in games or in defensive zones. Explain to us, a little bit about the importance of taking a face-off, and what are you thinking when you're going in to take a face-off?
When I go in to take a face-off, I'm always watching what the other guy's doing when he's putting his stick down, so I'm always counter-reacting what he's going to do. So if we're in our zone, I always want to make sure I win it to the wall so our D can get the puck and get it out right away.
What have you learned from playing junior hockey, and how does it help you outside the rink?
I've learned that to win games, you all have to come together as a team. Everyone in the locker room has to buy in, and that's kind of helped me out of hockey in a way that's helped me mature and in getting a job and working with other people. That's just kind of what it's done.
What teammates do you live with?
I live with Ross, Jewell, and Alex Sarah.
How do you know them?
I played growing up with Ross, Jewell in Bozeman, Montana, and then when we moved to Wyoming, I ended up playing high school hockey with Alec and on Team Wyoming.
What do you miss most about Montana?
Probably all the mountains and all that mountain fresh air.
And your family, right?
Yeah, and my family.
Thanks, Austin. We'll have you back here for a couple questions at the end.
Thank you.
Comes free to Sarah of the Riverkings. Carrying through center, makes a nice move there. Lets one go that goes off the glove hand of the new goaltender, Slager. Marty Quarters digging at it. And
well, here we're honored to have Sam Nelson sitting in here in our locker room and on our show today. He's kind of like the coach here. He's going with his hat as well. Sam, who did you play for last season?
Last year I played for the Rochester IceHawks in the Minnesota Junior Hockey League.
And how did you end up playing for the Riverkings?
Well, I started out this year in Rochester and weren't winning, and I knew that the Riverkings have been a winning program, and I asked my coach in Rochester to trade me here, and Coach Quarters here got the trade done for me, and I'm really happy to be here.
We're happy to have you, Sam. And now moving around, you're from Eau Claire, Wisconsin.
Yep.
And so you're living with a billet family here. Who do you live with, and do you live with a teammate as well?
I live with Joanne, and she's a great billet mom. I really enjoy her house, and I live with Tyler Carey right now, who's another great guy to live with, great teammate.
Did you know Tyler from high school hockey in the past?
I did not. We didn't really get to play each other in high school. We're kind of western part of the state and southern part of the state, so we didn't see each other too much.
Speaking of goalies, it's a little bit of a different mindset than a player. You're kind of on an island by yourself, and you win the game, the players kind of get credit, but when you lose the game, it's kind of like coaching. The goalie or the coach get blamed. So, people sometimes only notice that one shot that gets by you. What is the best skill set that a goalie needs to be successful?
I think they just have to have a steady mind. You can't be too high, can't be too low. You're going to have to make some big saves, and you're going to give up goals, but your mindset always has to be the same. Just has to be focusing on the next shot and making sure that next shot is a save.
With the Riverkings, we take a lot of pride in helping our youth program here and trying to pass our knowledge down to the younger players. What is the most important thing all young goalies should focus on?
I think it's skating. It's the basis of goal. You're on your feet, you're on your knees, you're up, you're down, you're left, you're right. You got to be good on your feet and have good edges, and I think that starts at a young age.
You mentioned that you played for the Rochester IceHawks, and they've been a strong team, and you've won a championship in this league, and I think you were MVP of the league that year. And but where did you play before you played junior hockey?
I played high school in Eau Claire, Wisconsin for Eau Claire Regis, the private school there, and played for Team Wisconsin after the season too.
What was your experience like playing for Team Wisconsin?
It was a great experience. I really got exposed to a lot of junior teams and college teams at the showcase we went to. and the coaches really kind of helped push me towards what I wanted to do, which was junior hockey, and they really, showed me which way I should take that if I wanted to pursue that.
What are your goals for this season and for next year?
Well, this season, I just want to start out with winning a championship. I know I just got here, but I think that we can really do some big things this year. And then next year, I'd love to play NCAA college hockey.
Any schools that you have at the forefront that you're most interested in attending?
Well, while I was still living in Rochester, I toured St. Mary's University in Winona, Minnesota, and I really like their campus and I like their coach, and I'd really like to go there if it all works out.
And what were you pursuing as a degree in college?
Business management.
Thanks, Sam.
Here's Carey picking it up. He's going to break in all by himself on Slager. Shoots at the post. Oh, and what a hit by Albitz.
Next up, we have to my right here is Ross Jewell. Ross, where were you born?
I was born in Muskegon, Michigan.
Okay, I have a serious question for you here. Michigan or Michigan State, and why?
I would have to say Michigan State because it's closer to where I live, and I just love the colors green and white. Sparty Nation.
Who is your hockey role model and why?
I would have to say my brother because he just pushes me to be the best I can. He knows what he's doing. He's got a lot of input to help me out in the future.
Where did your brother play junior hockey and NCAA hockey?
He played for the Peoria Mustangs for 2 years, and then he went on to NCAA hockey for Johnson Wales University.
Ross's brother also finished up his college career by playing some minor pro hockey. Who does he remind you of?
He kind of reminds me of, he's retired now, but he kind of reminds me of Nicholas Lindstrom. He's always physical and gritty to the puck, always working hard, passes the puck real smoothly, and just does it all well.
Mentioning Nicholas Lindstrom, who is your favorite NHL hockey player?
I would have to say Justin Advocator because he's from my hometown. He's just great style of play, and I just love the way he does things.
And he's also a Michigan State grad with the NCAA championship?
Yeah.
And a Red Wing.
Yep.
Tell us about your football days in Montana. We heard that you had quite a short career, 1 year, this your senior year, and tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I started off, I didn't really know if I wanted to play football, so I kind of waited till the season started, and then 2 days, once the season started, I decided to play, so I went in, had to work really hard to get to some of the starting positions. I played defensive end, I was a right guard, and I also played punter. But it was really fun. It really helped me in the hockey situation too to be more physical on the ice, and it was a great time. I loved it.
So you didn't play football your whole life. You played your senior year. Did you? You guys had a good team, I take it?
Yeah, we had a good team. We were conference champs, back-to-back conference champs actually, and we ended up going to the second round of playoffs, but kind of got demolished in them. But it happens.
Now, did you win any accolades yourself?
Yeah, I actually won. I got second team all conference for defensive end.
Nice. So Ross has come from Montana. His parents are now living back in Florida. He's originally born in Michigan, but he's living in Wisconsin Rapids right now and taking some online college classes, helping out at Anytime Fitness, doing some cleaning there. Who do you live with in Wisconsin Rapids?
I live with head coach Marty Quarters and LaDonna Quarters.
And how do you know them?
I know them because they used to live in Montana, and Marty used to coach the Bozeman Ice Dogs, and I met them, my parents knew them, and I used to play with Austin Quarters when I was a little kid.
Ross, you made a big commitment to come all this way and play junior hockey. We tried to get you last year, and you wanted to finish your senior year out. What are your future goals with hockey?
My future goals are just to improve as a hockey player, to be the best I can, and futurely play college hockey.
Thanks, Ross.
Thank you.
Of one of the Blaze, 22 seconds. Cole Anderson moves in beautifully over for the goal. It's Van Bokkelen.
talked a little bit earlier in the show about a tough weekend we had, heading up to Marquette for 2 games and then having to come back and play a Sunday game on the road. How did you prepare for last weekend's road trip, and what did you do different for Sunday's game?
I prepared for the weekend by just getting lots of rest, always eating the right kind of food, very healthy, having a good pregame meal, and just going out with a bang.
I just try to really stay hydrated. I know I lose a lot of fluids playing game at night and then having to go right away the next afternoon. So I really tried to stay hydrated, get a good night's sleep when we got back, and then take a little pregame nap on the bus.
I made sure I kept my legs moving. I did a little extra stretch and made sure I stayed hydrated so I'd be ready for the game Sunday.
I just, worked with Marty on getting the players ready towards the latter end of last week, and then reminding them of the things that we need to go through throughout the weekend in order to make that game on Sunday.
As a coach, we have to prepare as well, and myself and Wayne and Jesse were here pretty late flipping the locker room, so we didn't get as much rest as the players, but we probably didn't need it. My main thing that I focused on was reminding the players to stay hydrated, to give themselves a really good stretch, make sure after warm-ups they had a good sweat going and got their legs going and were talking a lot. And then for me, it was just to make sure that I stayed really positive. It was the 3rd game in 3 days with a short turnaround. So the main thing I tried to focus on was keeping our locker room positive and keeping our bench very positive. Okay. I'm going to ask the questions here, the players a question here that's a little bit personal. If you could have lunch with one person, who would you choose and why?
I would have probably lunch with my parents because I haven't seen them in a very long time. They're over 1,000 and like 500 miles away, and it'd just be nice to have lunch with them again.
I'd have lunch with Braden Holtby of the Washington Capitals. He's my favorite NHL goalie, and I'd really just like to pick his brain to see what he does different, see what I could do to get better.
I'd probably have lunch with my grandpa back in Montana because I haven't seen him in a while, and I know I used to spend a lot of time with him.
I'd probably like to have lunch with Bob Probert. He was a hockey player for the Detroit Red Wings, and he just played the game like I liked to play when I was growing up.
I would like to say my parents, but I'm going to be able to head back to Florida for Thanksgiving and see them there. So I'm going to say 2 people. It would be Wanda Quarters, Wanda Barnes, my grandmother, who's no longer with us, and Joyce Little, Austin Quarters' grandmother. I didn't get a lot of time to know her and spend time with her, so I would really enjoy sitting down and asking her a lot of questions about her daughter LaDonna and just get to know her a little bit more. Who is the funniest teammate on the Riverkings, and tell me what makes them so funny?
I would have to say Simon Spirillis. He's from Lithuania, just because he's so spontaneous, and I have no clue what to expect what comes out of his mouth next.
I'd have to say Esty. I think he's just got a little bit different sense of humor that I find funny.
I'd probably say Alex Sarah. You never know what the kid's going to say, and he just got that little bit of that goofy Wyoming accent in him.
I'd probably say Tyler Carey. He had worked for 2 years, so he knows what it's like in the real world, so I kind of meshed with him on that level.
I'm going to say Tyler Elbitz. I mean, just looking at him makes me giggle a little bit, and he's got a pretty funny personality, and every time I go to have a conversation with him, I just think about his rap that he did about Michael Sitchy early in the season. What is your favorite bus movie?
I would have to say Fast and Furious 7, just a quality movie.
I'd have to say Project X. Watch it on the way to a game, gets the boys going a little bit.
Fast and Furious 7, definitely.
I'd probably have to say Mystery Alaska. It's one of the classics.
one of the things I'm really going to miss about Blake Anderson is he had a great taste and selection of movies. A little bit not what you would expect from a hockey player, and he pulled some great movies out for us, like 7 Pounds and some movies we never thought we'd watch on a bus. But having coached 23 years and being in junior hockey for the last 15 years, it's pretty obvious to me the best movie is Slapshot. You want me to just go into the upcoming games?
Yeah. Yeah, we can do that. Is everyone gonna kind of talk about that too?
Yeah, we can do that. I'll hit it really quick and just tell them what they're excited about and seeing, going to college tours and what they have to look forward to. And then I'll end it with the last part about our home series coming up.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
Upcoming games with the Wisconsin Rapid Riverkings. Our owner is John Schwartz out of Chicago. He also owns the Dells Ducks and Chicago Cougars, which are sitting first and second place, and we're fighting to be in third place right now. So he knows how to run an established junior program. Great owner to work for. He treats his players with a lot of respect and tries to give them more bang for their buck, so to speak. One of the things that John Schwartz's teams always do is call a college tour. So it gives us a little added advantage over other teams that we're recruiting against in the summertime, and then during the year it gives our players an added advantage of seeing some different college campuses, opening their eyes, and let them see what's really out there and what avenues they can take. We had a player by the name of Dave Landau that was our captain last year and will go down as one of the best River King players ever. And when Dave first joined our team, he didn't really have any goals of attending college. He just wanted to play pro hockey when he was done with juniors, and we went on a tour of Concordia over in the Milwaukee area, and Dave just fell in love with the college atmosphere. He did some research, and right now he's a freshman at Morrisville, which is in New York, in a Division III school. So the college tours paid off in more ways than one for our players, and he's just one example. We're getting ready right here. We have a little bit of a break in our schedule, and we did our schedule that way so we can fit in some college games. So tomorrow we head over to play at St. Norbert's. We're going to visit the school, have lunch in the dining hall, talk to the coaches, and then we're going to play their JV team. And then next week we're going to head down to Chicago to play Lewis University. They're a club hockey team, which is a great academic school. They focus a lot on if you want to be an airplane pilot, if you want to be a doctor, if you want to be a nurse, if you want to go into business. So they have a wide variety of options at their school. So we're going to visit the school there, get a good college tour in, play a game, and then probably hit Portello's on the way out of town. So I'm going to talk to each player here and ask them what they're looking forward to on this college tour.
I'm just excited to see all the campuses out here. I'm not around from the area, so I'm just excited to see what it's like to have a campus out in the Midwest.
I'm looking forward as being an age out to see where I'm at compared to other college players. I'm going to go to college next year, so I'd like to see what level I'm at compared to them.
Looking forward to seeing the campus and what kind of things they have to offer.
I'm specifically looking forward to going back and playing against St. Norbert's. I had played 2 years in Green Bay. Absolutely love the area. I'm looking forward to getting over there.
I'm excited to see how our players match up against older, stronger players here, and I'm really looking forward to seeing St. Norbert's College, meeting their coaches. I know their assistant coach, AJ Akins, and they run a great program. So one of the things they always say about good coaches is they steal from other coaches. So we're looking forward to seeing what they do there with their program, and looking if we can steal some ideas and turn them into positives for our program. Upcoming games here for the Riverkings. We're going to be off for a couple weekends here and have a good Halloween as a team here and do some team activities. But we return home on Friday, November 6th, and we play Steele County Blades right here at Southwood County Rec Center. Our game time starts at 7:30. It's going to be Whole Chunk Appreciation Night. So we're going to have most of their nation here, and we're going to have our green jerseys back out again and doing a ceremonial puck drop, and a lot of fun, exciting stuff going on. And then we return back on Saturday against the Dallas Ducks, and that's going to be a great hockey game. We're going to battle them all year to be at the top of the spot in our league, and it's going to be fast, fun, exciting hockey to watch, and we're looking forward to that challenge. Also at Southwood County Rec Center, Jim Arnold, our rink manager, and Kim Kinsey, who's the Southwood County Rec Center youth hockey coordinator, they're putting on a tournament called King of the River. So we're going to have a lot of youth hockey players here, and they're going to be battling to win that championship and be King of the River and tie it in with the Riverkings. So a lot of exciting things happening at Southwood County Rec Center. Come on out, cheer on your Riverkings, and thanks for all your time, and look forward to a show in a couple weeks.